Now, got to give Christian Brothers credit. I mean, this is a hard style to play against. I mean, we can't simulate that in practice. We don't play like this. It's just hard. It was good for our 4s and 5s to have to guard those guys who could shoot the ball like that. I thought Joe Jackson was terrific, was really, really good. I mean, our free throw shooting was not good. We missed point-blank layups. But again, you got to give Christian Brothers credit. I do not like giving up three-point shots, and we gave up too many three-point shots. So we'll build on this, get the tape, and I tell you what, we started the second half up 9. We scored the first 9, 17-5 run. That's how it should have been the first half, and that's because we didn't take care of business when we needed to take care of business. So, that's just something that we will. I think this will be good for us as a wake-up call going into Monday versus North Florida.
How much that slow start do you think was not having a couple of the regular guys you've had lately?
That's there's no question. I mean, that's what I'm just saying, Jason. Look at the second half. I mean, I wanted to start. The group I was going to start was the group that I started the second half. I didn't start the group the first half because of, again, very, very minor, but just got to take care of business,
They both said they were late to a film session, Coach. This shouldn't be happening. I mean, these guys
well, no, I mean, but you know what? It wasn't late. It was late. It was just a minute or two. But I'm very sure. I don't have a lot of rules, but one of the things you got to be on time, and I've since the first day I've been the head coach here, I've always stayed true to that. And I've never drifted. I don't care if you're a pro, if you're McDonald's All-American, or the last guy. I've always stayed true to that. If we say something, I'm going to hold you accountable for that. And you know what? To both those guys' credit, they said, hey, this was on us because we started out of sync, and part of it was because we didn't have good rhythm to start the game, and like we did the second half.
Josh, the point being, should that be happening with two of your captains in that? And they both said, they manned up and said it's our bad, but should that be happening 3 years for Chris and 2 years for Adonis?
Well, let me say this. First of all, both guys are good guys. I mean, they're great. Adonis, you don't get a higher character kid than Adonis and Chris Crawford. I mean, both those guys, they love Memphis. They're beautiful people. Chris is graduating in 3 years. Adonis is a superstar academically. They do so much in the community. I get so many letters from people. You know what it is? It's because we're at Memphis, and because I happen to probably, I don't know, you tell me, if you're a minute or two late, is everyone, it's just because of the intensity of the following. People know if you're late or if I'm not starting, it makes it a big deal. I don't know, most programs, I don't know if maybe they make the guys run. You know what I'm saying? But I've always believed that the best thing to do is the best disciplinary action that I have is the bench. I've always used that. And I guarantee you this won't happen again for those guys. It's just one of those things. It wasn't anything bad. I mean, hey, you know what it was? They got stuck by a train track, meaning by the train. You know what the lesson is to them? They says, Coach, and which it was, the train was going, because I heard it. And they were only a few minutes late. I'm not talking, not even 5 minutes. You're talking 2 or 3, but it didn't matter. And they said, and they were stuck by the train, meaning they were behind, and it was a long. The lesson is, and they said it, and Adonis knows it. And they were sick about it. I mean, they were running when they got it. I mean, they were sick about it. But it's a lesson for them to understand that you need to leave probably even 15 minutes earlier. And I guarantee that won't happen again.
High expectations, obviously, it's probably good to figure this out, to reinforce some of this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, and Jeff, I mean, 2 things. One, this is a hard style. We can't simulate this. It's just hard for us to simulate. But more than that, I'm a big believer on energy. We just didn't have good energy. And I'm telling you, we were in this private scrimmage. We were pretty good, and then, you're playing a high-caliber team, and this is a Division II team. It just shows you that our lack of energy. We didn't have a great practice yesterday. To go back to your point, it's a good wake-up call.
What happened with Antonio Barton?
Internal matter. I'll just deal with it.
Was he on the bench this Sunday?
He was on the bench, and then bad energy. It was a bad energy, and and it goes back to we didn't have our normal because they didn't take care of business from the very start. And even 2 minutes or 3 minutes, it's just one of those things. So and it affects everybody. Energy is about everybody. And I will say this to some of the guys. I mean, look, I'm playing 11 guys. I played 11 guys. I probably could have got Stan some more minutes, and that's not easy to do. I mean, that takes people out of the rhythm. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to play 11 guys and shuffling guys 5 and 5. And I want to let guys go, but I'm trying to get guys some playing time because I understand this is an exhibition game. I recognize that. So, we had some runs going, and I took some guys out because I felt it was a time. Let me get some other guys some playing time to give them some opportunity so I can see them, in film.
Josh, were you working on your half-court offense? That first half, you kept going down low to Tarek or to Farrakhan. It wasn't the style we're used to seeing. You didn't dictate pace, but was that something that you were trying to do?
Yeah, I just wanted to establish, again, that's why it's called an exhibition game, an opportunity to work on some stuff. And I wanted to establish us to go inside the paint, and we got to finish better. I mean, Tarek was 6 of 9. We've got to keep going into Shaq. We've got to keep going into our bigs. We got good bigs down there. We just got to finish. We missed a lot of short shots. I mean, a lot of paint right to the rim shots. But so it was more of a design. I wanted to attack the paint, and I think that's important for us. I mean, points in the paint are 42-10, and because I recognize that when we play a team and it's going to be a half-court game, we've got to get paint touches, meaning we got to play inside out. We can't play outside in. And if you noticed, our best basketball is to play inside out. Now, we're still going to run and play up tempo. Part of it was the way Christian Brothers plays too. I mean, that just takes you out of. That's just not an easy style. I mean, that's just not an easy style. This game will come back to help us later on.
What did you think of the new guys?
I thought Damian did some good stuff. I thought Shaq. Shaq's going to be a good player. I mean, those guys are freshmen. That's a hard game for those guys because, again, it's a different type of system for them to play against, especially for the bigs. For Jaron, again, the same thing. I mean, he did some, he plays hard. It's just more, all three of those guys got to get comfortable. That's all. And they're all going to help us all throughout the year.
When they tied the game late, what were you thinking? What was going to do?
I thought this is great for us. I really felt that. I felt, this is great for us. It really is because getting some things out in the open than to win by 30. And, of course, I want to win by 30 and 40. You might say, well, do you really? No, I want to win by 30 and 40 every game. But in an exhibition game where the stats don't matter or it doesn't count on the win-loss, RPI, seeding, anything like that, this will be good for us to open things up as in terms of film, to understand what it means going into Monday, just all that type of stuff. This will be a positive experience for us.
Barring any other discipline, lateness, anything, the lineup you started in the second half.
I would expect.
Will that be your lineup Monday?
I would expect to go that way Monday, but we've got good guys. I mean, we've got really good guys, and I mean, I don't want to make a bigger deal than it is, but. Do most programs, if a guy's a couple minutes late, what do they do? I mean, I don't know. Maybe they just run them. I do it a little differently. That's what I utilize, And you know what? I'm telling you, if Chris and Adonis are playing in the NBA and it's 5:30 and they have to be there at 5:30, I guarantee they'll get there. They'll remember this because this will stick to them, and it'll be a wake-up call for them because you can't say the train this, the train that, So. And they're you've got to understand they're unbelievable young men. We're not talking about them ever doing anything, against the wall or anything. These are just a minute or two late.
Have you figured out a rotation yet to start Monday?
I'll be able to watch the tape and have a better feel for that after going into Monday.
Josh, real quick, and again on Antonio, he wasn't on the bench. I mean, did you send him back to the lock? I mean, I know you say it's only an internal matter, but is that a major message you're trying to send?
Just an internal matter. I mean, I'm just going to keep it at that, because again, we got good.
You normally do. Though.
Yeah, I know, but we have good guys we got good. I don't want to get anything directed that we don't have good guys on the team, and we got really good people, and it's just the facts of that's why it's an exhibition game. You're able to make some points. That's why you play this. We're not a finished product right now, as we can see, which is. If we won by 60, I would have been concerned. I would have been like, maybe we're peaking too early. We got a lot to work on, and this, again, that's part of why you play these games. Okay, everybody, thank you.